but I think I just start slowly. You've heard my name is Marek Claassen. I'm the founder of artfacts.net. And today I want to speak about the gallery market. I'm very happy that the Kulova Gallery just spoke, so you're a little bit familiarized with the problems of running a gallery. So the title of my speech is Comparing the Incomparable. Why standards help the gallery market. And the speech is structured in 3 parts. First, I will familiarize you with the structure of the art market. Second, I will tell you how the gallery market can be standardized. And thirdly, I will have a short recap why standards help the gallery market. This is the right one, thank you. So this is part 1, Introduction to the Art Market. And this part is comprised again of 3 sections. I will tell you how the art market evolved, where the problems are, and how the art market is structured today. In the time before galleries, aesthetics were concrete. Trends were universal. Good and bad were clear and defined. The market structure was simple. On the one side, you had the producers, the artists, who produced their artworks. On the other side, the intermediaries, the galleries, no, not the galleries, they're not there yet, the dealers, the auction houses, building together the market. The artist's quality could be easily depicted by its ability to eyeball and compose a painting. The collectors could easily choose. Today, we live in a different world. Let me introduce the gallery market. The roots of the gallery market are in the 19th century. It was a highly disruptive time, with new inventions destroying old structures. Photography replaced old masters. Ideas are the new aesthetics. Trends compete for the spotlight. New art forms are constantly being invented. Not a good painting was important. A good idea was important. And it got even more complicated. Art becomes concept. Concepts require explanation. Critics and writers interpret artworks and for the first time compete for authority to set standards for a new aesthetic. The critics and curators created their own narratives, distancing themselves and the art they promoted from the mainstream public. Conceptual art moved on, whereas the audience remained behind and judged artworks based on their school knowledge about Renaissance art with its clear quality patterns. With no aesthetic standards, dealers needed to find a way to build demand. Dealers became gallerists, and gallerists form ideologies to create a market. With a strong ideology, you don't need facts. The world is black and white. You're either with me or you're against me. What happened is a market where the winner takes it all. The art market is strongly hierarchical, with standards only established for the top classes. Here's a short breakdown of the gallery market, of the art market, excuse me, with the asset class on top, which is comprised of reputable artworks which are constantly resold on the auction market. These artworks work like a currency. The second level, secondary or dealer market, is where reputable artworks are sold occasionally on auctions. These artworks can be seen as bonds, like bonds on the stock market. And below the foundation layer is a primary market, the gallery market, where works are fresh from the studio. In this market, the artworks have only a personal value. They are pure luxury goods. When you look at the top class and the number of artists representing this class, the asset class, it's only 1 out of 10,000 artists. In the auction class, 10 of 100 artists. The vast number of artists are in the gallery market. This is a more complex picture describing the modern art market. The former production phase, or the production part, is now a phase called the ripening phase. Through constant curatorial selection and discourse, the artist ripens to be a commodity and ready to be sold on the dealer market. This is what the Andalkova Gallery, for example, does. They prepare the artists to be resold on the dealer market, to become a commodity. Without facts or standards, the gallerist is the hunter and the collector the game. The gallerists are predatory, paranoid, and most of all, alone. This Banksy graffiti, what I've displayed there behind me, says it all. Look at the picture for a small moment. Part 2, the great shift. You will now understand the size of the market and how to work with standards, understand the power of structure. Here you can see on the picture behind me an iceberg. Typically an iceberg has a small tip above sea level and a big supporting structure under sea level. The visible part of the art market is the top of the iceberg. With measuring standards in place, we can see the whole picture. With measuring standards, we will lead to informed decisions. And informed decisions inspire trust. Let's go back to the market breakdown, the triangle graphic what I've just shown you. With the analogy of an iceberg in mind. The tip, the small part, is the visible part of the art market. It's above water level. Below sea level is a huge market that needs to be nurtured. This is where growth is buried. This is the gallery market. So what can we measure when we look at artistic careers? What can we count? We can count the number of exhibitions, solo shows and group shows. How many solo shows, how many group shows does the artist have? We can count the number of different countries. How many countries? How many shows in Kazakhstan? How many shows in Germany? In the USA? In Russia? What type of institutions are the shows in? How many biennial shows? How many museum shows? How many gallery shows? The internationality, the network of the artist. So, with whom is the artist exhibiting? Are the other artists internationally shown? How many solo shows do they have? How many group shows? In which institutions do they show? And last but not least, can the artist still influence his or her past? Is the artist still alive? All these attributes can be quantified in a number. Here you see an example of a dynamic career chart. It's a chart of the Belgian artist Belinde de Bouquerre. And you can see the career path, the ripening process of the artist. With measurable standards in place, we can compare these artist careers. The artist gaining more points is listed above an artist with lesser points. In 2013, Belinde de Bouquerre participated in the Venice Biennale. And this has boosted her rank with 200 points. You can see this is marked there. A biennial participation is important. Remember, in today's art market structure, the artist has to rise through constant repeating shows to become a commodity. Can we do the same with galleries? Can we measure galleries? What are quantifiable attributes? There are some. For example, the ability to renew, to discover. We can measure the number of artists a gallery has shown within the artist's first year of appearance. We can measure the ability to build careers, the ability to represent. This can be done by counting the number of trending artists of a gallery that has been continuously shown over a period of 5 years, the so-called represented artist. We can also measure the ability to curate, the ability to build reputation by accumulate the artist points of the artists that have been shown in the gallery. Also, we can measure the ability to succeed in open competition, the involvement, the gallery's footprint on international art fairs. We've just heard how important that is. A gallery has to test its assumptions on future aesthetics in an open competition like an art fair, with standardized booths, same size for every gallery. I would like to show you some examples. The first example is a dynamic reputation chart of the Leo Castelli Gallery. The vertical axis is the reputation points. The horizontal axis, the timeline of the gallery. It's a field line chart, and it shows the reputation and impact over the course of its history. One can easily see when Leo Castelli Gallery was at its peak, it's the mid-70s, and how the impact of the gallery vanished when Leo Castelli left the stage in 1999. Another example is playing cards. You might know these top trump cards where you can compare cars acceleration or something like this. We can do this with galleries. Here I have an example of 4 galleries. Their measured attributes are listed in stars on the bottom. The ability to renew, to represent, to build reputation, and to succeed in open competition. We can see that Gallery Krinzinger has the most stars, does the most art fairs, is most successful there. Listed Gallery, in its history, discovered most artists. Gagosian Gallery compiles the greatest shows. Gallery Vermelho represents the artist best. Like Romans fighting the gods, efficiency beats inadequacy. Alone, gallerists are victim to a stagnant market, united by structure and standards. They collectively establish a sustainable, strong market. Each soldier here in this picture is fighting to stay alive, but it's protected by a bigger structure. Remember the Banksy graffiti I've shown you before with the leopard? Each soldier represents one leopard. A bigger market creates more space for galleries to exist. Let's reconcile. Informational asymmetries create mistrust. Mistrust in ideology limits the market size. Setting standards leads to structure. Structure and standards build comparability. Comparability builds trust. Trust lowers entry barriers, thus leaving a bigger market for the galleries. My conclusion is, standards are powerful and transparency is key. Overcoming informational asymmetries tears down entry barriers to future collectors. Think of that. Thank you.
My name is and I am head of press of Kosteyev Museum of Art. And my question is, you just discussed us about the ratings of art galleries. How these ratings influence to the sales of these galleries? Could you explain us? Could you give us some?
I really don't have numbers on that, and this gallery rating, what I represent, is something that is not published yet. So nobody knows about it, just you. So, but I know this from the artist ranking. So the artist ranking is published since 2004, and it gives the artist structure to work, first of all. Each time when they wake up, they know what they have to do. They have to exhibit, and the galleries know what they have to do too. They have to build a structure, a market for this artist and represent this artist, show him in other places, build a strong network for this artist. So if a gallery doesn't represent powerfully, the artist does not ripe, does not become a commodity. This is, I think, now state of the art in the Western art world. So most of the artists will be aware of this fact. I hope I...
Галерея Тенгрюмай, Владимир Филатов тут упоминала Елизавета Григорьевна, что вместе 25 лет назад начинали, потом создали сеть галерей, которая до сих пор живет устойчиво, да, то есть, потому что мы этому были преданы, до сих пор преданы. Тут важно один момент. В рамках бизнес-конференции, конечно, вот исповеди каждого музея и галериста Елизавета Григорьевна больше как исповедь прозвучала. Тут можно, конечно, вот эта эмоциональность, она вносит очень хорошее оживление. Но вот я восхищен аналитикой господина Марека. Да. То есть это на самом деле настоящая аналитическая работа. Вы владели галереей? Вы были, у вас есть опыт галерейной работы, или вы экономист, или вы... Вот ваш бэкграунд. I would like to know about your background. Are you as a gallerist or some economist?
I'm a trained gallerist, actually. I had a professional education in one of the biggest galleries in Germany and a co-founder of the Art Cologne, the first art fair in the world. And then I studied business administration and wanted to do, but never did, a PhD in economics about this subject. But then the internet market came into place in the end of the 90s, so I decided to become an entrepreneur in this field and did not finish my PhD, but my research is buried in this analytics.
То есть это, по моему мнению, очень глубочайшее исследование. Оно, наверное, уникальное, но единственное. Вы сказали, что еще никто об этом не знает, кроме нас, участников конференции. Это очень важно.
It's only the gallery ratings, the star system, what the lady just asked about. This will be published soon, next year, I think. It was presented last year in Barcelona for Talking Galleries conference, and it takes time to publish such a thing on a worldwide basis. You have to have enough data, and you have to feel very confident, because what you do is you put a thumb up and a thumb down on gallerists' work, the same what we do to artists' careers, yes, and we don't even know these artists, so the numbers have to be quite strong, otherwise we don't publish.
Да, это очень важное исследование, конечно, я задаю не потому, что оно даст успех в работе галериста каждого, я думаю, что это очень сложная конструкция, очень капитальное исследование экономическое, в том числе социально-экономически, законодательно. Вы использовали, наверное, очень много материалов с разных сторон, или это чисто статистическое исследование? Это мой последний вопрос пока.
No, this is not a study, this is big data mining. So we have the world's biggest archive of historic exhibitions dating back to the Salon de Refuse, with nearly 1 million exhibitions. And this is our source where we do all these calculations from. So it's not a heuristic approach where we put into consideration numerous facts from outside. It's an automatic calculated system. It's IT. It's information technology. It's like Google.
Это исследование, конечно, не поможет никому в отдельности, галеристу, ни экономисту, ни чиновнику исследования. Но в целом это грандиозное исследование. Я хочу поблагодарить, поздравить. Но я хочу, чтобы вы взаимодействовали. На самом деле это аналитическое исследование. Если вы начинаете свое сейчас продвижение в этом направлении, это очень важный материал. Если можно было бы так эксклюзивно получить его хотя бы фрагментами, или это только после публикации?
It's a website. It's artfacts.net, and it's a search engine, so you can access it worldwide. Yeah, it's online.
Салимет Садермек, Комбатта Достар. Я поздравляю, что происходит прекрасная конференция. Я хочу задать вопрос Мареку, так как фамилия, Мареку Клаассену. My name is Айка Жаксыбай, и меня зовут Аяжан Жаксыбай. Я куратор Шымкент Art Days. Также я пишу для El Kazakhstan и Forbes. Marek, my name is Aika. I wanted to say that I curated a small festival of modern art in Shymkent, and I also write about art culture for El Kazakhstan and Forbes Kazakhstan. And my question is about the new age and the new circumstances that we live in, the digital age and also the new forms of art. And I know your method has to do with galleries and more literal art or more traditional art. What do you think about how the rating system and like everything you've presented about black and white and for and against, how does it change with the digital art and new forms of art?
The techniques of artworks is a different question, yes, because I just talked about the structure of the market and the standards. Digital art is a challenge for the art market. It raised a lot of questions. Yesterday amongst the speakers here we had vivid discussions about that, how this will change the market. Because what happens when you do purchase a video art? Yeah, what right do you have as a collector? Can you show it only in your private house? Can you show it and lend it to an exhibition? This is a huge other topic. I wouldn't really go into this here right now. It should be, there should be a conference, in my point of view, about the impact of digital art on the whole way of copyrights, how we deal with copyrights. This will affect also traditional art market, sales of paintings, how we look at these copyrights, of what kind of copyrights do you have when you own a painting. These kinds of things, I think, will have to be addressed in another conference.
Добрый день, дамы и господа. Я художник из города Астаны, Казахстан. У меня такой конкретный вопрос Мареку Клаассену. Я бы хотел задать такой вопрос. Марек, вот возможно ли, учитывая все эти сегодняшние выступления наших гостей, представителей музея, галереи, вот, возможно ли, то есть сегодня в Казахстане создать центр искусства, который бы работал над имиджами художников Казахстана? Дело в том, что у нас в Казахстане очень много талантливых художников.
Спасибо, привет.
Да,
Вопрос
да.
понятен. Ага. Вопрос понятен. Я не знаю, насколько сможет на этот вопрос
Естественно,
ответить Марек.
да, естественно, сотрудничая, через сотрудничество галереи Марека можно, в смысле, сотрудничество через галереи, например, Андаколо, из других галерей, также с музеем, то есть объединить все спектры сферы искусства и создать вот такой
Спасибо
вот
за вопрос.
или центр искусства.
Да, конечно. Yes, please, if you've got some.
I think I can answer that. Because we do standardize and we work on a worldwide level, we help especially the artists that are outside of the Western European and American art market system. But what you have to do, and what you really should keep in mind, you have to publish your exhibitions. You have to have an English website. You have to be accessible. You have to go online. Yes, this is super important. You have to use social media, Instagram, and you have to have a gallery website with opening hours, with the artists you represent, with the exhibitions, with starting date, end date. You have to publish these informations. We can't access this information because it's not available. This is why your arts do not show up in our rankings. This is very bad in my point of view. You have to be online. Yes.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Мурат Дельманов, я позиционирую себя как цифровой художник. Хотел бы задать вопрос на Мареку. Скажите, почему, то есть вы акцентируете... Да. Ну, так как цифровое искусство у нас не сильно популярно, и я, насколько понимаю, наши галеристы вообще не сильно заинтересованы в цифровых художниках. И все-таки, насколько вообще в мире галеристам интересны цифровые художники? Спасибо.
Well, it's very interesting. So media artists.
Yes, but I think Kazakhstan is the wrong place for you. You should go to New York or somewhere, because this market even has to be built yet, right? Yesterday I learned here are 43 galleries. I didn't know this. Nobody knows this. So we don't even have a real structure here established. Thanks to this conference, this will, I think, start to come. And what I've seen yesterday was very inspiring. But you are kind of, you are avant-garde, you're too much ahead. You have to go where digital art is appreciated. And I think this is, for here, very difficult. Yes, you have to leave, sorry.